No matter who you are.
No matter what.
No matter what.
I am not a shrink. I am a frog.
Hello, my name is Juan. My sister's name is 2. My mom's name is 3. Mo. Oh, man, that was great to hear from Ben, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Man. And then Daniel might come back, so that's cool. Kind of. Miss Lisa. Hey, Miss Lisa. Mo. Thank you for joining us. What a beautiful day.
We're also live on
They can go to my Dandelion page. Yeah. We got about 13 seconds. 13 seconds. What a beautiful... Dude, that's a purple guitar.
Well, welcome back, folks.
Dude, that's a purple guitar. I just looked over there on the couch. I've been looking at it for like an hour, and I just realized it was purple. Like
It was Prince's guitar for Purple Rain.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I believed you. Sorry for if you're just joining us again on Facebook. Sorry, I don't know what happened. We got disconnected, but hey, you know what? It's okay. Welcome back anyway. And if you're joining us on the radio, well, hey, welcome back. Thank you for going to get something to drink and listening to more. What was it?
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol.
He's the man.
Oh my gosh, Bruce Springsteen, Hanson, icons.
Hanson.
Icon. You can't keep bop.
Wait a minute. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't sign up for that. That wasn't part of my game.
When you were a kid, what was it?
You cannot compare Hanson to Billy Idol. Those should not even be in the same. That ain't even the same sport, bro.
Are you the same sport? Is that what you said?
You're playing baseball on a football field. I mean, even though they do that, but
no. If you're gonna compare sports to Billy Idol and Hanson, it's more like you're playing badminton in NFL, right? Like, let's be real.
Badminton, the highlight. It's like whoa, no. There's solid cue balls flying at me at 100 miles an hour.
My mom is
compared to a birdie.
My mom is laughing at me right now. I'm gonna get a smack to the back of the head any moment. She is. I remember she got a phone call once at work, and she had introduced this new group, Duran Duran. And her boss was sitting there, and my mom starts laughing as the phone rings. And she looked at me and she goes, "Get ready." And I said, "What?" I'm like 4 maybe. And my mom answered the phone and said, "Oh yeah, I know, it's Duran Duran. Come on." I was making a joke. Nobody else people thought it was funny except for her boss. Duran. I would never forget that story. Hey Dad, remember that? Oh my gosh. Music. Music is just one of the most amazing things, isn't it? Who is that? Welcome back. Well, thank you, Miss Kaylee. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened. That's like the second time Facebook has kicked us off after an hour. So, I don't know. We just went back with a part deux. Remember that? Part deux?
Part
deux? What was that? Hot Shots. Remember that movie, Hot Shots? The spoof on Top Gun? Yeah. So, yeah, that was one of my... And then they came out with Hot Shots Part deux. I was talking to my friend in Indiana, Miss Susan, and the pug Ruby, and we're kicking movies back and forth. And I've never seen Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
I've never seen that either.
Hey, I have another one, Miss Susan. So right, and I was telling her about Goonies, and she hadn't seen Goonies. And then there was another one that I was telling her about. And so she's gonna. Oh, Murder of Crows. You watched that one yet, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Murder of Crows has Cuba Gooding Jr. and Tom Berenger. What a movie! It will have you on the edge of your seat. I don't want to say I'm smart, but I am kind of like that bear, I'll get the honey eventually. I figured out the movie in the first 30 minutes. Amazing movie.
And what was it called again?
Murder of Crows.
Murder of Crows.
Remember, it's the one that's sitting under your TV right now.
Oh, yes. I have not seen it.
You should watch it.
I should probably watch it.
And if you have it figured out, let me know. As soon as you have it figured out, let me know. It is a great movie. It's about this guy who's an attorney, and he realizes that he's about to defend this guy who's guilty. And he's like, ugh. So he recluses himself. Is it not? Can you not hear me? What's going on?
I just feel like your mic is really low right now.
Huh. I could probably change mics.
Maybe that would be the best thing to do.
Well, let's try
Move
that
it on
then.
over.
That way I don't have to like put my mouth all the way on
Exactly.
it and feel like I'm eating a banana.
That's what's happening. It's almost like you're at a point where...
I think that mic is just shot,
on
man.
water.
I think the mic is just shot from that. Ooh, look at that. I can actually hear me now.
Yeah. I feel like...
What?
You were talking underwater that whole time, probably.
Well, I was practicing to be sponge. This is just weird now. I got this huge, like, it's better. There's this huge spit guard thing in front of me, and I really don't think I need it. But, yeah, so music growing up, what did you listen to, Zay?
In my early years, I loved Michael Jackson, obviously, and I was really big into. As a little kid, I was a break dancer, in the early '80s, mid '80s.
A man after my heart.
And my sister as well was very had a very amazing eclectic sound for music, and she was part of that new wave, punk rock, Gen X, sound, right. MTV, early MTV, and then I remember in 1984, I was sitting. How was 1984
the most amazing year ever? When did Columbus invent America? Yeah, 1984.
Right. Yeah. So my sister's boyfriend at the time had an old classic 50s Woody station wagon, and he came to our house and he was like a skateboard kid. They were all into that at that time. And he had this tape, and he like came inside, and he's like, "Come outside, Gene, you gotta hear this," And I was like, "Well, can I go too?" So I went outside with him. I jumped in this Woody, and he popped this tape in, and it was Beastie Boys, "License to Ill."
Oh.
And I mean, I listened to that, bro, and it changed my whole ear to music. I'm not joking. Up until that point, I was really into the, just what I heard.
Right.
Yeah. Not questioning what I heard, and not actually seeking something for myself. I was taking the influence from all those around me, yet not looking for it so much for myself. And I feel like that album is really what changed me, to open my ear to all different kinds of music, because of just how new it was.
Right.
At that time, we had no one had ever heard anything like that. Yeah. I mean, it literally was like this, this new entity of sound that was emanating, in that youth culture, and it was amazing, and that I really got into hip hop, true hip hop.
Right.
I had some friends over last night, and I cooked and everything, and we were talking about music because one of my friends is a producer, and stuff, and he's over at my house, and we were listening to old school LL Cool J and Public Enemy, all these great, Run DMC and just Kool Moe Dee, and just all these old rap music, all these old rap artists that, when you listen to them now, still have relevant flow. Mm-hmm. They sound great, and they don't curse.
Yeah.
And the topics they're speaking on are positive.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
When people realize and come to the conclusion that in the 80s and up until the late 80s, rap music was a voice for the minorities.
It was.
You know,
yeah.
it truly was a voice of reason and knowledge and just what they were going through at that point. And then it got this I don't know, this induction of evil, you know, came over it because they seen the message was positive. You know, the powers that be seen that there was a positive message sweeping through the, you know, lower income communities with this, you know, this voice that was being heard all over the world now. And, you know, I don't like to represent a country that would desecrate something that's good, but, you know, we live in a society now that has been conditioned to accept these bad things, and we put ourselves into these categories and create duality amongst us, and even amongst ourselves. You know, ourself as a person, we create this dualistic nature that we have to conform to, you know, instead of really broadening our aspect through the whole thing and seeing that it's not about me or you or
no there's so much out there.
It's about all of us.
There's so much out there. I grew up on Dan Fogelberg, thanks to my dad. Barbra Streisand, thanks to my mom. The Bee Gees, like everything from the 60s, 70s, early 80s. That's what I grew up on.
Yeah, of course.
And then when my friends started introducing me to like Beastie Boys, I was like, oh, this is pretty tight, right? So, you know, and then I joined the military. Well, before I joined the military, there was this guy that came out. You might have heard of him. His name is Tupac Shakur, right? I don't know very many people that have heard of him, but he had some really good songs. There was this one called Dear Mama. My mom hated rap music, hated it. And I said, Mom, will you listen to this one song?
Please.
I didn't even say please. I said, Mom, will you listen to this one song? She's like looking at me. I knew if I said please, she wasn't going to listen to it anyway. She's just like, all right. Does it have me swearing? I said, no. She goes, okay. She listened to it. She heard the whole song, looked at me and said, thanks. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Sweet. I left the room. She told my dad that was one of the sweetest things, you know, and there was a positive message. And then he releases this other song, Brenda's Got a Baby, which again hit society right in the gonads.
Yeah. And
people were like, oh, but obviously it's sending the wrong message, and you know, blah blah blah.
I remember.
And then in '96, he's taken from us right when I get to Japan.
Well, I remember one of the first
shenanigans.
One of the first tapes I had stole from one of my older brothers was Two Live Crew, nasty as they want to be, bro. You know, and I put that on, and I was blaring it. My dad had a big Hyphonics stereo system back then with these huge Sirwin Vegas, you know. And I put this tape in, and I turned that on, and my dad was out in the backyard cutting grass, and he heard it over that, and he comes inside, and he goes, "What the hell are you listening to?" And I'm like, "Man, you ain't never heard nothing like this." And he's like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "And neither should you." You know,
Two like
8-year-old boy sitting there listening to some of the raunchiest, you know. But you got to think at it this way too: is like that album right there really gave musicians the freedom of speech, you know, because that they took all the persecution for that. You know,
Naughty by Nature.
They went through it. No, even before Naughty by Nature. This is
no. I'm saying I know, but Naughty, like all these new groups that came up after.
Artists that came after them, I'm talking about in any genre of music. Yeah. They all have to thank those guys for standing up and saying, "No, this is what we want to say. We're going to say it, and the reason we're going to say it is because it's our right to say it. And this is what we're going through. This is the life we live. Whether you want to take it for this or take it for that, this is how we get down."
Hear that, Darius Rucker? Because of Two Live Crew, you get to sing Wagon Wheel any way you want to.
Well, you know, it just goes.
I love you, Darius.
It just goes to show you the fact that
music opens a lot. It really does. Well, who was it before Two Live Crew? Back in the 50s, there was every
Ray Charles.
There was a new band a new person, a new ear that opened people, and people were like, no, that's the devil's music.
Listen, they banned Ray Charles from Georgia, yet he sings the state anthem.
Georgia!
Right? This man, dude, this is what we have to realize that.
Oh.
With
And he never saw his death coming.
This is what like with Michael Jackson. I mean, you don't have to like what he did, or you know what they speculate
but
he
his
did,
music.
or who he was, right? But at one point on this planet, more people love him than Jesus and Allah.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not joking.
No.
And I'm talking about this man could go anywhere on this planet and he carried that much power.
Yep.
Right? Because
Amen.
And these are things that where we've got caught up. You know, people get caught up in this dynamic that we hold these people to these statuses amongst us. And, you know, we all have to come to the realization that all they really are is a representation of you. You know, and when we start to look at everyone else as this representation of us, then so too we treat others as we want to be treated. And this is the divine secret that has been held from you, or that most can't comprehend.
Right.
Is that until you come to the point of every person that you see on this planet looking back at you, or in passing, it's just a representation of you.
Yep. If you don't smile at somebody, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not smiling. If you don't take that extra 3 seconds to say hi to somebody, I had the most amazing experiences yesterday at work. I actually got to be on the floor talking to people, and I got to say hi to people. I love interacting with people.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and
because you're a species.
And this one lady, she made the mistake. She made the mistake. She goes, you know, and Christmas is right around the corner. It's only a few days away. And I'm like, Christmas? Wait a second. Hold on. I got stockings that I just put away. But it is the resurrect. It's like the thing of Jesus, right? So it's death, rebirth, whatever it is. Please. So I don't know. Easter? And then she was like 2 minutes later, she goes, wait, no, I meant Easter. I'm sorry, I meant Easter. I was like, oh, okay, great, thanks, Easter. Yes, we'll get that. And then Mother's Day's coming up.
So we have Easter on the full moon.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Pretty awesome.
Gonna be beautiful. My son gets to go stay the night with his grandmother, his great grandmother.
I'm taking.
That's awesome.
I'm taking the boy down to Humboldt with Kristen and me for his first Easter egg hunt. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm hoping the weather is gorgeous.
Which cute little outfit are you gonna put him in?
Man, you know I got a couple really cool Easter outfits.
You better send me a picture. You better. I want a picture of him and Titus.
He's gonna be bow tied up.
He is.
I
gotta get Titus a bow tie.
Yeah.
Gotta get him one too.
He looks like a Chippendale stripper.
Dude.
With a bow tie on.
Well, when we went for that little drive earlier, Titus
got the gold chain. He's got the gold chain with the bow tie on.
You went into the bank, and I'm sitting there with Titus trying to take a selfie of him and I, and he's like, yeah, I'll take one, but here, you got to take a kiss too. And he gave me a big old fat one right across the face. I'm so glad that your kids adopted me. I mean, like, Duda just sat in the back like Eeyore. I didn't send you that picture? She's sitting in the back like Eeyore with her legs sticking out,
sure.
sitting on her tail like it wasn't even there. I love her.
Memory.
Oh my, dude, you have, man, okay, so, I just mailed out 5 chapters of book 2 to my friend in Indiana, I found a pug Lego set, cause you know me, I love pugs, so I sent it to, not my friend, but I sent it to her pug, because, you know, Ruby needs something to play with.
Everybody needs a present.
Everybody. And I bought my pug. His name is Guy. I bought him the same Lego set, and I put it together. I have pictures of him playing with it.
Nice.
Like he's trying to chew on it. He's barking at it. It's fun.
That's awesome.
It's so cute. So get out there. If you know somebody with a pug, hug them. I got to see the people that I actually got Guy from. I got to see them today, and I'm so proud of their daughter, who's got a job, doing something with her life, actually participating in society, right? Like not sitting back on her tablet, even at work. She's not sitting there on her tablet, engulfed in the world. No, she's actually watching the world go by while she's enjoying herself.
Well, that's where a lot of times I think people get blocked or they lose themselves, is because they get caught up in these tactics that have been put in place to disconnect you from yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing that a lot of these younger generations that were being, have been inducted into these tactics of, it's modern day slavery, man. You're giving yourself away to these microcosms of craziness and
I can't even disagree with that.
In
That
a
is
web,
the perfect term.
in a web of outer space, basically. And it's like, where are we gonna get to where we finally realize that it's just a marketing tool, or it's just building us up to
dumb us down?
to give knowledge to this alternate and artificial intelligence, So
Yep.
they create all these analogs to basically harness us, basically harness you. Your IP address tells all that you are, pretty much. It tells you
That's scary.
your worst fears. I'm sure it tells your worst fears. It tells what things you like. It tells you, what kind of porn you like, what kind of, it tells you everything. What kind of women I'm sure you like, all these things, and it's building us as basically an avatar into this artificial intelligence. They're building representations of you in a cyber space,
Right.
So me personally, I don't use social media, and I try and limit myself to even computer usage, yet I am fully dependent upon a robot, just like most other people, because I have a cell phone, and I have an Apple phone, So it's even that much worse, I'm sure, So it's like,
Well, I have a Samsung, and it's not like I can say too much more. There's goods and bads to both.
well, yeah,
If it's going to leash us to society and leash us to something that it's going to take our attention and our appreciation and our admiration away from where it needs to be, so that we're sucked into something else. Hey, I am no different. Look, I'm watching myself do a show.
Right.
We're able to listen to ourselves.
You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you.
So, but we're in this technological age now where this is kind of the thing. Some people just want to sit back and watch a device all day long, which is, hey, that's fine. Good for you. Hey, Miss Susan, welcome back. It's fine if you want to sit home and watch YouTube channels of people doing things all day long and not doing them. Back in the day, I watched this guy who wore this number 23, and yes, I'm going to say Michael Jordan, but I watched this guy do a three-peat, and after every single shot I ran outside, because I watched it live, and I love basketball. I ran outside, and I actually emulated what he did. Before YouTube, before all this other stuff where we got to rewatch things, if you missed it, you got one chance to watch a replay.
Yeah.
Right? One chance. If you miss that replay, crap, I got to wait 4.5 hours for the news to see if they're going to have this one replay. Yeah. Right? Years later, I'm in Japan. I'm watching the freshman, sophomore, rookie challenge for the NBA, and I watched Jason Williams do this behind the back pass off his elbow. Blew my mind. I went out, I found a brick wall, and I started practicing that pass off my elbow. Sure enough, I was able to do it in a game. Now you can watch it again on YouTube, but now there's And One, and there's the professor, and all these other dudes that can do these things with this basketball. That's just like you got guys soccer
like Tiger Woods. Look, a man just won the Masters. Right?
Tiger Woods, thank you so much.
So if this
amazing job.
Let's talk about it like that. It's like these guys. That's one of the toughest courses on the planet. Augusta is one of the toughest courses on the planet.
I bet you I could shoot under 100.
I don't know.
I bet you I could.
Not from the blacks. I doubt it.
Maybe from the whites.
I bet
110 from the blacks.
I bet money.
110 from the black.
You couldn't
You don't
shoot
think so?
under 100 in the blacks. No, I played Pinehurst #2, where they have the U.S. Open every like 5 years or whatever.
Would you
And
shoot?
I thought I would shoot in the 80s, you know. And I'm a relatively decent golfer, you know. I'm a 7 or 8 handicap,
Nice.
you know. So I thought I was gonna shoot under 100, and man, we played from the blacks, and I mean, some of them par 4s were 500 yards, and you know, these guys hit precision shots with clubs. This is all it is any. This is what I have as far as knowledge towards sports is. It's muscle memory. Muscle memory.
That's
and
all it
it's
is.
Repetition. Repetition creates muscle memory, and then you get to that point where you're doing it subconsciously. No longer do you depend on this conscious mind. In your conscious mind, you're devising the plan, right?
Right.
Where the subconscious mind is literally just going through the motions of the same repetition that it has been working on. That's why these guys hit 500 golf balls a day, or a quarterback throws, you know, 100 passes a day.
One of my favorite men in history is a man named Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
Right, and played the NBA, drafted by the Nuggets. I love this guy. Well, they were playing against the Bulls, and he told Jordan to shoot with his eyes closed, to shoot a free throw, and he made them both. And Jordan looked at him and said, "Welcome to the NBA."
Yeah.
Right, and like just
Jordan was also a machine, bro.
So that again, after I watched him shoot 2 free throws with his eyes closed, what do you think I did?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all can do it if we practice.
That's pretty much all I did. I could shoot threes with my eyes closed.
This is the thing with Michael Jordan, though. Michael Jordan had such a competitive spirit, not only for the people around him, but for himself.
Yep.
He held himself at such a high standard that he wouldn't take less. And if you didn't put up to his standard, you were going to hear it.
Now let me.
He wasn't this nice guy that everybody thinks Michael Jordan was. You know, people want to be like, "Oh, I love Michael Jordan," but when you see that man in public, he ain't the guy you think he is.
Nope.
You know, he ain't the Jordan from Space Jam.
No. That's a movie written for a script.
And I'm not saying that Michael Jordan's a bad guy or anything, and Michael Jordan is a bad guy. What? You know, he's a degenerative gambler. He's womanizer. He does all these things. Yet, he has this facade. And I'm not the kettle calling the pot black. I'm not passing judgment upon the man at all, and he can do upon whatever it is he chooses to do. But at the same time, don't put off this persona like you're this super nice guy when you know yourself that you're not the nicest guy at all.
You know how I know?
That's the problem with the majority of people that we come in contact with every day. People are creating this facade, and that's what I tell you is wrong with the social media and stuff, is that you create this facade, but then when people come in contact with you in true human contact, where it's not just in passing, or it's not just
If you think you're a nice person, I got somebody for you to meet. This little dude, his name is Titus. And if Titus don't like you, he will tell you.
Yeah.
If you are not a nice person, he will tell you.
Yeah, he definitely reigns out loudly.
Very.
So,
and I want to say that with all 3 of your kids is that they are very good judges of character. Yeah. I mean, if they don't like you, they will tell you. My grandmother had this dog named, what was it? I just drew a blank on my grandmother's dog. I'm probably going to go straight to somewhere, my grandma's house after this. So anyway, my grandma's dog had this thing. If it didn't like you, it would bark at you and wag your tail somewhere else. When my mom brought my stepdad home, the dog barked at my mom and wagged his tail at my dad. So but everybody else before that, the dog didn't like. And it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't even remember it. This dog used to break out of my grandmother's house when she worked at Everett's and run down break out of the house through the window, go down to the bar, follow her down there, and sit up on the bar stool.
That's hilarious.
If anybody in Crescent City remembers Everett's and sitting next to a dog at the bar, that was my grandmother's dog. I cannot remember that stupid dog's name, but it loved me for some reason. All dogs do. All dogs like me. All dogs go to heaven.
He was a mean dog.
He was a. Yeah. Oh my gosh! What another good. How is it that every good movie made brings something out in people? Forrest Gump. What a movie, right?
It's the writing.
I think
the magic spells and the writing of Hollywood.
I want to say that was.
Why do you think Hollywood's called Hollywood? Do you know?
He only lives loosely yesterday while others originate daily.
No.
No? That's Hollywood.
So Hollywood is said and called Hollywood because all magic wands of ancient time were made from Hollywood.
Oh. Well, you didn't like my version of Hollywood? HOLLYHOWOOD. I can't even spell it.
Yeah,
HOLLYWOOD.
Yeah. Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah. So it's a little tidbit fact.
And I want to say Forrest Gump was the movie that kind of opened up our minds and our eyes to the world of autism.
No.
No.
Rain Man?
Rain Man. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Right? Sorry, Leonardo.
Gilbert!
That's
Don't go full retard. Don't go full retard.
That's the R word. We can't use the R word. We're gonna have to use I think I owe my cousin like $5.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
Just like not calling a tranny a tranny.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm from Chicago area, man.
Well,
we have a big tranny population. Like we have a whole section of town just called Boys Town, and the street lights are rainbows. Like no joke, people. On Halstead, you know where it's at if you've been there, between North Avenue and on
I'm getting my passport.
Halstead, from North Avenue. North up to like Fullerton.
I'm gonna get my passport just so I can go there and get it stamped.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
literally,
I've never seen a rainbow stamp.
I've hung out with these type of people, and they call each other trannies. It's like, what are you then? Do you know what I mean? You're aren't we calling them transsexual? And it's just. I'm sorry.
Have you ever worn a dress?
Here. It just no.
No.
Oh, maybe once for
Halloween. Not just to wear it.
No.
Oh, so I'm gonna throw Ben out there. So 2 years ago, Fun One and I were up, right, and we're barbecuing, we're having a good time, and he's got a sarong, and I'm like, dude, I want one. He goes, oh, we don't have one. Well, Toll Troll goes, we have a dress. I was like, I am not wearing a dress. I don't think so. She goes, are you sure? You look cute in it. Look, it's peach. Oh, let me see it. So, like, no joke, as I was getting ready to put it on, Fun One goes, well, I'll wear one with you. So we had pictures of us running around, having a good time in dresses.
They got you.
They got you. Well, they didn't really get me. In 2000. In 2000, I was getting ready.
You're coming out of the closet?
I've never come out of the closet. In 2000, I was getting ready to transfer.
How the Navy guys are.
Well, it's all rumor. It's all speculation. I'm getting ready to transfer, but we were on my last cruise, and we were on our way back from the Persian Gulf. We stopped in Thailand, right? And I have some friends. We were drinking. My buddy jumps into the pool. His lady takes off her bathing suit and jumps into the pool. And my other friend is standing next to me. Goes, dude, why don't you put the suit on? And I said, really? He goes, yeah. Okay, so I did. It's a two-piece, right? Nice little tube top. So I put it on, and my buddy goes, hey, bam. I'm like, are you kidding? And as I look over, I was like, hey, Tiffany. She's like, oh, you're going to stretch it out. So I got a picture of me in a bikini. Yeah, it's cool. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It was on the World Wide Web forever.
I was on the very first Girls Gone Wild video. The very first one.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I have that.
Are you in New Orleans?
No way.
Me and three girls I went to Mardi Gras with are on there. We were one of
I think I had some research
wasn't
to
flashing. I wasn't flashing.
What?
But these three girls around me.
do. Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. They didn't ask me to. I probably would have.
I would have participated.
I would have
anyway.
participated. I'm sure I showed my stuff. I'm sure I showed my stuff a few times at Mardi Gras. A few times I've been there.
Have you ever been streaking?
Me personally,
Yes.
no.
No?
But my best friend Andy one time ran like almost a half mile down the main drag in my hometown for a case of beer.
What about chunky dunking? Some of you other people call it skinny dipping. I know, but some of us thicker people, we call it chunky
You
dunking.
ain't thick. Yes, I've been skinny dipping many a
What
time.
do you mean I ain't thick? I'm 168. No,
I've
178.
I've
sorry.
swam in the grass naked before too.
Swam? Oh, dude. Okay, so I got a joke for you. All right. So there's this blonde driving her BMW down the highway, and she looks out into this field, in this wheat field. She sees this other blonde out there rowing a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the blonde in the Beamer pulls over, and she's standing there. She gets out of her car. She's standing there watching this moron in this boat, and she yells out, "Hey, dummy, what are you doing?" And the blonde in the rowboat says, "I'm rowing my boat in this ocean of wheat." And the blonde up by her BMW is standing there like shaking her head. She's like, "Oh my gosh. You know, it's dumb blondes like you that give us smart blondes a bad name. And if I could swim, I'd come out there and kick your ass."
Shout out to all the beautiful blonde ladies.
Beautiful blonde ladies. You know, we all know it doesn't matter the color of your hair. Everybody has their ditziness. It doesn't really matter. Blonde, brunette, redhead, bald. We have a guest. Oh my gosh, he is adorable.
She's a killer, watch out.
Oh man, yeah.
Can I shut the door?
Oh sure. So yeah, we got a surprise visitor. Go ahead, yeah, please. There's a little something or other. Hi there.
That's Ida.
Ida like to be picked up is what she likes to be called. She is adorable. Look at her. Hopefully she doesn't pee on me. She is super cute. Hi there. Yeah.
Dogs of the world unite.
Dogs of the world. So look, Miss Susan. Yeah, right. She comes in here. She's adorable little thing. Yes.
My last name actually means keeper of the house.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Probably,
cool.
probably why I have this tribe of dogs.
Well,
Dogs.
Oh, yes, for
It's
sure.
all so fitting.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, please. So yeah, we got about 15 minutes left, but you know, this has really been quite the day.
Yeah.
Quite the day.
Hey, you haven't heard the most of it. My neighbor, 10 minutes ago, came over and smashed the windshield on my pickup truck.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I came over here, used the phone to call
Oh.
the sheriff's department.
Yeah, please, folks, bear with us for just a moment. Please go ahead. There's the white phone right over there. Here.
Oh, no, I got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm on at midnight tonight, by the way.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure. Go ahead, grab the phone and do your thing. No worries. Holy. So look, like we live in a society where some knucklehead decides that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and ruin somebody's day. And let's see what the response time is.
Yeah. I mean, this is the type of thing we go through on a daily basis when we give up our powers.
Yeah. We have an elder gentleman that has been wronged and obviously distraught, and so yeah, let's see if we can get him some help quickly. Under 40 minutes. Ready? As soon as they answer the phone, we're going.
Yeah.
40 minutes. You're a clock.
We find it from time to time that
I have no idea why.
life hands you these crazy cards.
Yeah.
So to say that you have no control over, yet people hold you responsible for it, you know. And it's like,
528.
I've had these many times in my life where it's like I'm not in control at all of what other people can do.
Yeah.
You know, or what other people do.
Yeah.
You know, only thing I can do is account for myself, truly, when it comes down to it. You know, we always want to put expectation on others, and that sometimes allows us to be let down.
Yeah.
And you know, we gotta stop punishing ourselves for other people's, you know, retributions and other people's immorally or immoral judgments. You know, so I find it hard. You know, when you're trying to live this life of you know, fortitude, like of love and compassion, and you know, these things happen to you to make you question how you should be living your life, you know, openly. Is it, you know, do I need to digress and rethink what it is that I'm actually trying to profess through my consciousness, you know, or do I stand by and allow these things to affect me to the point where I, you know, fold up into nothing, you know, and I become this like depressed entity of you know, of a being. You know, do we allow these things like this man is going through right now to impact us in that way to where we can't recognize it's not our fault.
Right.
Because a lot of times in situations, even when it's you have no control over a situation, we tend to blame ourselves. I could have did this differently, or I could have did this differently, or I could have did this, and you know, maybe you couldn't have. Because if you could have, you probably would have.
You probably would have.
You know.
Indeed.
So when we become our own worst judge, jury, lawyer, you know,
Executioner.
Executioner. We do these things to ourselves, and then when we relive these situations in our mind, we start to judge ourselves all over again.
So
we then become that judge, jury, lawyer, all these
So,
things again.
people, instead of us judging ourselves, we all have that person in our life that we consider a friend. I have several. I don't really consider them friends. I consider them brothers. Excuse me. But rather than look at it like that, why don't I look at it instead of me judging myself? Why aren't I a friend to myself, telling myself, hey, you're doing this. You need to stop. You're not making smart choices. You need to make some better ones. And rather than judging myself and saying, oh, you're just this bad person, no, I'm lost. I need some guidance. I need somebody to tell me, hey, dude, you're messing up.
Yeah, buck up, Johnny.
Hey, Stan, why don't you sit down in that chair before you hurt your own feelings?
Well, yeah, you know, and that's a lot of the time what it really boils down to is people would rather live through expressions upon others instead of actually dealing with their own shame.
Right.
You know, this is what we talked about before on the program a couple weeks ago about they did a study, Oxford did a study on prisoners over like a 20-year time lapse of asking, you know, would you rather live out your shame as whatever it is that you may have done to be incarcerated to this point, or would you rather just be incarcerated in solitude? And like 80-some% of them were like, I'd rather be incarcerated in solitude than have to wear this sign pegging me as this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Don't mean to interrupt your show, but do you think that people are affected by a daily, I don't know what you want to call it, but some days are better than other days? Like, I don't know why this guy just knocked the crap out of my windshield. I'm buying this truck, and...
So, we have a gentleman in the studio right now that actually has a show on the station that someone came by his spot and literally just bashed out his windshield for no reason.
And
sometimes, you know, like he's asking, is there a thing in people that, you know, some days you just have a good day and some days you just have a bad day? Well, of course there is.
Yeah.
Because this gets back to what we were talking about just a minute ago about the duality. We as people in this realm that we sustain and live our lives in, we have been,
because we're leaving in just a few minutes.
we have
Sorry.
been set forth to actually look at everything in this dualistic nature
Exactly.
of life, you know, and when we get caught up in that duality, it brings well, what it is, division. It brings
is
division from you, from your true self.
Right. Yes.
And what we all in this life are really truly searching for, if you're on any kind of path of enlightenment or just of
You can leave that open, sir.
self-respect,
You can leave it open.
is that we're trying to reach this point of self-realization,
Mhm.
right?
Very much so.
From body to soul, right? From this meat suit that we live in to the true entity that is us, right? That's what we're. That's my outlook on it, or my goal to this life. I expect is to, you know, love my people, right, and to truly love myself.
I think that's one of the biggest things is not only we can love people, but we wake up with ourselves every day.
Well,
we go to
yeah.
bed with ourselves every day.
Doesn't it start with you loving you?
It does. It should.
How can you love someone else if you don't even love yourself?
That's right.
I mean, that to me, I've been told that my whole life. How can you honestly love someone else if you can't even look yourself in the mirror and say, "Man, I love you"? You know, truly. How can you say that to someone else if you can't even do that to yourself? You're lying. And then your foundation, this cornerstone, this brick that you build, that you're supposed to be building this empire on, is completely fragile and loose. It's made of mud. Not the good Adobe kind.
Somebody told me once that they thought I was conceited because, you know, because of how I talk or how I present myself. First, no, I'm not conceited. I'm highly convinced that I am a nice person. I've been told by not only my children and my friends and my family, but other people as well. When somebody tells you something, accept it. That doesn't mean to be boastful about it. But if somebody tells you, "Oh, you look amazing," well, thank you. I put forth effort. You put forth effort, maybe not so much for people to appreciate, but for you to appreciate. And when you take pride in yourself, other people are going to see that so fast.
Of course.
And so fast.
And if they don't, they aren't meant to.
No.
You know, and you don't have to ascertain, you know, that notion either, that it matters about anyone else.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about them. It matters about you.
About you.
With you. You know, and when you come to that realization of, you know, man, I've been hating on myself for so many years. I've been carrying this weight on me.
I'm my own
about
hater.
myself. I'm my own hater.
Right?
A lot of times when we see that in other people, we're just projecting ourselves onto them. Get back to what I said earlier about when we need to look at everyone else as a representation of us. So when people are coming at you with hate and animosity and strife, it's really you living something out through this consciousness, right? This state of being that you're stuck in. You know, and sometimes we can't look past that. People get caught up, bro. We get so caught up as a society in this circus, right? We get pulled in all these directions with all these different strings as marionettes, you know, and we're just here on these strings getting dangled over these multiple, you know, multitude of situations, you know, at any given time. We're just like, whoa.
And nobody is beneath life's thumb. Nobody. Including myself. Nobody.
We're all gonna die.
When you wake up, you're going to wake up every single morning and you're either going to roll out of bed on the left side or the right side. And somebody's going to say, "Oh, you look like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Your attitude is this. Your demeanor is that." I'm going to tell you something. If you wake up in the morning and you might be having a rough day, but you don't feel it. Don't let anybody ever tell you you look like you're mad.
Yeah, no.
No.
Don't allow that.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not mad. No, you look mad. But I'm not mad. Well, you look it. No, sorry. Why don't you stop saying that? Well, sorry, you just look. Well, just stop saying it. If people can't accept your word as to your thoughts, feelings, and actions, then they don't need to be in your life, people. Period. If somebody tells you, oh, you sound upset, I'm not upset, but you sound upset, I'm not upset. If that keeps going back and forth, it's a broken wheel. The only way to fix a broken wheel is to kick it off, replace it with something new, tighten them lug nuts down, and go. That broken wheel is not going to do you anything but cause you more brokenness. We're spending this time in our lives to fix us to be better people. How do we be better people if we always constantly have something telling us that we're upset? If you're going to allow somebody else to tell you your thoughts, feelings, and actions, then you need to open a book, a journal, and start writing and find out why. You're lost. You're putting too much into what other people think. And it's not you. It's society telling us that it matters what other people think about us. I wore a dress. I've worn a bikini, people. I am admitting to that. Does that make me anything other than amazing? Sure doesn't.
No.
Sure doesn't. And I challenge anybody else to tell me that I'm not amazing.
Yeah.
Because I have 1 million people in my world, literally, that will tell them that they are full of something else. We'll say Brussels sprouts because we can't say stuff on shish kebab, Shawshank Redemption,
All right, well,
Chicago.
Well, we got like a minute and a half, so let's wind it up. We just want to say thank you to everybody out there, and thank you, Dandy. Thanks to Daniel.
Daniel, yeah, thank you, brother, for coming and joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the fun one, Mr. Ben, for the
That-
phone call. We
what a-
love you.
What a fun, oh my gosh, that was a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that he called early on and was able to participate in that conversation.
And I love you too, brother.
I love you, man. Thank you, brother. I do. You know, this has really been a week of not only turmoil and tragedy, but also uplifting and growth. Many things have happened to me personally and my wife in the last 72 hours, and I'm super uberly grateful to the universe and God for my friends, my family, myself, for putting the faith in myself to have that hope. Because times get rough. Times get so bad that we're like, you know what, I'm done. I give up. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch YouTube. I'm going to watch somebody else succeed for a minute. Nope. No, we have to get up off our asses, do something, move our feet, put them in front of each other, and walk through life. And when you get ready and you can feel your fire inside just burning, start to jog. And then when your body starts heating up and you got other people following you, sprint. Because those people are going to keep up. This life is about building and growing and making the world around us a better place, not just ourselves. But it starts with you. Zay, so much, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you. Y'all
Always,
enjoy.
Always and forever. Love and blessings to all. And
We got about 30 seconds up there at the top.
no, we're out.
Nope, we're out.
All right, love
Peace.
y'all. Have a great day.
You guys enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much for joining us. Fun one, man, brother. You have a great time. Give your mom and dad a hug for us. To all my friends and my family out there that watch and support DTL, that support our radio show and support us, thank you, because we support you. Let's get out there. Let's build the community. Let's do it one smile at a time, because everybody deserves a hello, a hug, and a how you doing. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hug those that are around you. Ms. Ruby,
This is K.
bark, sweetheart. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Radio, Crescent City.